my name is Molly, and it has been forever since I stood in front of a camera. I am so behind on filming videos, and I apologize to you guys so much. I'm excited to be back for you guys. I do have my Supernatural vlogs going up one at a time. My Friday one is up now, so I will link that down below if you guys want to check that out. And I promise I will be uploading the Teen Wolf episode talks. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in them, but they will be up eventually. They're just going to be super late, and I really am very sorry. I'm here today to do my September wrap-up and my October TBR because it's already October. September flew by for me. I went back to school, and then every weekend, like literally every weekend, I was doing something, and so it's been pretty insane, and school's really killing me this year, so I'm trying my best to read as much as I can so I can talk about books with you guys and to film and edit as much as I can. Anyway, after that long monologue, like I said, we're here to talk about my September wrap-up and my October TBR, so let's jump in and get started. In the month of September, I managed to read 4 books. The first book that I read this month was the one that I read while I was still on vacation, and that is The Marked Girl by Lindsay Klingle. Now, I bought this book because I remember seeing a video that Christine made where she was in the book trailer for this book. Her, Jessie, and Kat were all in the trailer. And it sounded really interesting, and they were in it, so it was exciting. So I bought it, and I tried to read it, and I just put it down. I don't know what happened, but I picked it up, and I'm so glad I did. It was really good. As soon as I finished it, I was like, where's the second book? I didn't know this was gonna be a series, so when I finished this, I was like, there's gotta be a second book. And then I found out it came out in August, and I was like, perfect! Still haven't bought the sequel yet. Such a bad bookworm, I know. First book was really good, and I definitely will be continuing on with the series. For those of you who don't know, this book is about a girl, and she lives in LA, and she is really into movies and wants to be a movie director and producer when she gets older. And when her and her friends are making this little film, she witnesses 3 people come through a portal from another world. And so she ends up getting sucked into their fight that they have going on, and she finds out she's more involved in this world than she ever thought. The romance could have been a little bit stronger, like I could have felt a little bit more, but I still did ship the romance, and I was happy with it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. You just have to push through the beginning, because the beginning is a little, like, touch and go. It'll be good, and then it's kind of boring, but it does get a lot better, so just keep reading. The next book that I read this month was Wicked by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Another book that as soon as I put it down, I was like, where's the sequel? I need the sequel. Another book I still haven't bought the sequel yet. This book was so good. I mean, what did we expect? It's a JLA book. I don't know why I haven't read it yet, but one night I was like, I really need some JLA. So I picked it up, and I just ended up flying through it. This is a new adult book, so for you youngins out there, maybe wait a few years. It's like fan fiction. You know those fan fiction that you find and you're like, ooh, this is gonna be good, and then all of a sudden it gets like really super descriptive and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's what this is. But that did not take away from the story. The story was so good. For those of you who don't know, this book is about a girl who hunts fae in New Orleans. And I've never read a book that takes place in New Orleans, I don't think. So it was very interesting to read. The girl is a fae hunter in New Orleans, and she ends up getting paired up with this guy, and they end up finding this whole conspiracy going on with the fae, and it's really good. The second it finishes, you're like, I need the next book. It's like the end of a chapter. Where is the rest of the chapter? The next book that I read was actually kind of disappointing, and I was really sad about it, and that was Blackbird of the Gallows by Meg Castle. Now, I wanted to meet Meg and get the arc of this book at BookCon, but she is the one author I did not get to meet that was on my list. So I didn't get this book till it actually became available, but I did end up buying it because, you know, I was really excited for it. I mean, her love breaks his curse, but his love spells her death. Like, how does that not suck you in? And I have to say, I was disappointed by the book, and it was really sad because I really wanted to like it, but it just felt useless. Like, we built up a whole supernatural world, and it was really cool. The world was very interesting, nothing I had really read before, and we never did anything with the world. It just was there. Like, and there were evil people, but they were just there. Like, the supernatural did not fight the evil people. They were just all kind of chilling together, and like, we know they're bad, but we're not gonna do anything about it. They just kind of let everything happen and never did anything to stop it, and then we're like upset when things happened, and I was like, you didn't even try to stop it. Like, what are you doing? And the characters kind of annoying me. I feel like their relationships weren't developed enough and their characters weren't developed enough. It was a good idea and a good world, but the story needed work. The last book that I read in the month of September was Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. I got this book at BookCon, but I never actually read it. And then my friend and I went to E. Lockhart and Julie Boxbaum's signing, and I was like, alright, I gotta try and read Genuine Fraud before I meet her, because she was there to promote it. I've had the arc since BookCon, and the arc is really, really short, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna read it. We Were Liars, I liked. I wasn't the biggest fan. I expected more from all the hype that it got, but I liked it. Like, I didn't really have much against it. This book, I don't know how I felt, because, like, it was interesting, but it was also really, really twisted, and really, like, just not my cup of tea. Like, it wasn't a bad book, it's just not what I like to read. It's a mystery. A thing that I wish I knew before I read this book was that it is told in reverse chronological order. So it starts at the end of the story and it goes backwards. And I didn't know that. So the first few chapters I was like, wait a second, isn't that person dead? And like, how did she end up there when she was there? Like, it was very confusing. So if you read this book, just know it's in reverse chronological order. It is a good mystery, and if you like that type of like Gone Girl twistedness, then you know what? Knock yourself out and read this book. Let's move on to my October TBR. The first book that I have on this list is a release from September, and it is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I'm so excited for this book. I've been excited for a while. Adam is amazing. I've read More Happy Than Not. I haven't read The History Is All You Left Me yet, but I enjoyed More Happy Than Not. It was really, really good, and Adam is just an amazing person. I've met him like 3 or 4 times now, and he's just the best ever. And he remembers me every time. Like, every time I see him, he's like, we've met before. And I'm like, oh. I can't wait to read this book. I actually started it, and I'm on page 43. Now, for those of you who don't know, I don't think I've ever said it on my channel, I am part of a diversity book club, and I haven't participated in any of the live shows yet because over the summer I was just too busy to. But our next book is They Both Die at the End. Our live show is October 13th, I believe. I will leave more information in our Instagram page down in the bio. If you guys don't know about this book, I don't know where you've been because there's been a lot of hype for it. But it is about a world where they know when you are going to die. So when you were born, you also have a death date. And so on your death date, Deathcast will call you and be like, hey, I don't know when and I don't know how, but you're dying today. And so there's this app that people can go on their last day that's called the Last Friend app, and they can meet, you know, people with the same death date as them and try to experience life with them. We follow 2 boys in this story, and they end up meeting on that app, and they try to live a lifetime in a single day, and I'm really, really excited for it. The next book I got when I went to Adam's signing for They Both Die at the End. I don't know if I told you that, but I went to a signing, and I got it signed, and I saw Adam again. And Patrick Ness was also there for his new book release. And so I also have that, and I started it, and I believe I'm like 61 pages in, and I'm already loving this book. It's so interesting. It's so good. I've only read A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This was my second time meeting Patrick Ness, and it was just so interesting to hear him talk and just the things he had to say. I can't wait to get further into this book because if it's anything like the way he speaks, it's gonna be great. This book involves a boy and a ghost. The boy is a closeted gay, and that's really all I know about this book. The next book that I have on this list I've just recently bought at the Supernatural convention, and that is Family Don't End in Blood, which has chapters written from almost the entire cast, and it was edited by Lynn Zubernis, and I'm so excited to read this book. I've seen this book a lot throughout the fandom, and then I saw Alana from King Books had read it, and she's been raving about it forever, and I've wanted it, but I was like, I'll just wait till I go to the Supernatural convention, and I ended up meeting Lynn, and she is just so sweet, and she signed my book, and it was great. So it was nice getting to talk to her, and I just absolutely cannot wait to read this book. I know it's going to make me cry. The last book that I have on this list is also from a signing. I went to a lot of signings apparently, and it is What to Say Next by Julie Boxbaum. I read Tell Me Three Things a year ago, I guess it was. Oh my god, that was only a year ago. And I absolutely loved it. It became one of my favorite contemporaries of all time, and when this book came out, I made myself wait because I knew I was meeting her, so I was like, just wait and buy it for the event, and it was very hard to wait, but I did, and so now I have it, and I'm really excited. Julie signed it, and she was just amazing. She recognized me from my videos, and I was like, that's never happened to me before, so it was just so amazing, and for it to be, like, one of my favorite authors was just incredible, and it was just so amazing getting to talk to her. She was great, and me and Shannon were, like, just hanging out, talking to her. It was a really great time. What to Say Next is another contemporary, and it's about a boy and a girl who meet. The boy is on the spectrum, and the girl has problems with her dad, or just lost her dad, I can't remember, and so the girl and the boy end up meeting, and they form a unique friendship, and I'm really excited. The way she was talking about it just made me so excited for it, and I absolutely cannot wait to read this book. So those are all the books that I have to talk about today. Let me know what you guys read in the month of September, and what you guys are planning to read in the month of October, and if you have any video recommendations that you'd like to see. I try to upload a video every week. If you like my videos, then subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!